Hey guys, Sam Mace here from In the Trenches. Before we get started with the show, I've got some very special people to thank. Lock Supply, Midfirst Bank, Oklahoma Ford Dealers, the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, FireLakeJob.com. Also, Euros Health. Euros Health is dedicated to helping the men and women of Oklahoma live healthier, more fulfilled lives. They provide hormone replacement treatment, peptide, HGH, and sexual health treatment for both men and women. They also provide nutritional, hydration, and weight loss treatment plans for both men and women. With over 30 years of experience, Euros Health can help you take back control of your health. Check us out at www.euroshealthok.com. That's www.euroshealthok.com, or just drop by and see them. Also, drive into your best in Oklahoma Ford dealers today for the best deals on Ford's full lineup of trucks and SUVs. Ford is the best in Oklahoma. Welcome into the trenches. I'm Sam Mace, and today joining me for the very first time is an all-time great in the barbecue industry, the smoking industry, the cooking world, Mr. Travis Clark, owner of Clark Crew BBQ here in OKC. Before you say anything, Travis, let me just read this list. 700 plus barbecue awards, 80 grand championships, 2017 American Royal Invitational Grand Champion, 2019 Jack Daniels Invitational Grand Champion, two-time National Team of the Year, Rib King Rib Team of the Year, and Brisket Team of the Year. Your list of accolades is mind-blowing, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. I know you hated every second of that. Travis is also one of the most humble men you will ever meet in your entire life, and I'm sure you hated that I just did that.
It happens all the time. People tell me, do you know you did this? I'm like, God, I don't know. Whatever. It's all good. It's just a number.
It's your story is absolutely incredible. Your barbecue is also incredible. Probably the reason I weigh 418 pounds at this point in my life. But man, I'm so happy to have you. Thank you so much for your time. And it's the holiday season, and I just feel like food is a love language for so many people. And as we're smack dab here in the middle of football season, why not call Travis Clark up and talk a little barbecue, talk a little football, and just kind of catch up a little bit.
Yeah. It's the best time of year, man. This is when I pack it on. I'll put on 10 pounds this week.
Yeah. All right. So what do you got? You're back competing, correct? The last time we had a podcast, you weren't competing. You took a little hiatus.
We're still pretty slow at it. I think we did like 11 of them or something this year, and going into 24, we're probably going to be lucky if we do 5 or 6. We're just not doing many. We just don't have the time.
Between the restaurant here in Oklahoma City, and you also got a new line of bars coming out. What do we know about that?
Well, they're not new. They've been around since 1976. Actually, they started Ocean City, Maryland, called the Green Turtle. And one of my good friends is president CEO of it, and talked me into it. He's like, dude, he goes, telling you get in on these, and it's really the best thing I've ever done. They are fantastic. They're fun. And I just tell people they're like a Buffalo Wild Wings on steroids. Better food, better atmosphere, better buildings, better service. It's just. So I was excited. I was like, why do you guys only have them on the East Coast? And they're like, well, that's just where they've started. And I'm like, why don't we bring them out here? And I wanted one. And we actually just partnered with Bill Ackman. He's like a Fortune 400 billionaire. He actually just bought into our business and is helping us grow them, which was very good. It made us feel good, that, hey, we're actually doing it right, that we can learn from someone like that and partner with someone like that. So we're going to bring one out here. I got my first location going in Norman, Oklahoma down there. Got the Logan's Road down there, right there at 24th and Robinson. Going to be just south of where they're going to build the new basketball facility and everything. So should be a good spot.
All right.
I'm super excited about it. Real excited.
So is it like, were we talking wings and?
Oh yeah. They got burgers, wings, sandwiches, salads, it's good food. I'm going to do some different stuff on the one out here. They got a lot of fish and seafood back there. We'll have a little bit, but where they have cod back there, probably needs to be catfish out here. There'll be some menu changes. Got to have me a ribeye steak sandwich on there because it's one of my favorite things ever. So I got to throw one of those on there. There'll be some menu changes and tweaks, but it's gonna be awesome.
Now I've got to ask: when you built Clark Crew BBQ, the amount of time and detail that you put into that was unbelievable. Like the story behind it, the work that you did on your own, the concept was incredible. With these, is it going to be uniquely Travis Clark? Are you also going that route, or are these kind of?
I want to kind of tailor it, being down there, I think I'll put quite a bit of Sooner stuff in it. That flag that everybody loves at my place, my brother made, we're going to have one of those in there. I'll never do a restaurant without a big American flag in it. I just think they're cool. so anywhere I put one, it'll have that. So, he's making me 2 more right now because we're also doing another Clark Crew in Tulsa right now. It'll be open before the Green Turtle will, actually. So,
okay, man, you're a busy guy, real busy.
Oh my God, we never stop. We just keep rolling, just keep going.
Now it is Thanksgiving week, so now we got to dive into a little football or a little food talk, and then we'll get into a little football. I'm sure you've got some opinions on what's going on in the wide world of sports, but it's that time of the year where everybody wants to act like they have the perfect recipe for a turkey. Their turkey is the best. This is the only way to do it. I want to know how the man does it. I want to know how you prepare your turkey for your family for Thanksgiving.
I keep mine pretty simple, honestly. I'm a brine guy. I like to brine my turkey. I'd set mine out. If I'm going to cook it on Thursday, I always set mine out on Saturday in the fridge to thaw. I don't ever like having to put it in the sink or any of that. I like it just to thaw on its own. I think that's very important because if you set it on like your kitchen counter to thaw, it'll thaw quick. You can do it that way and people throw a towel on it. But you notice you wind up with so much juice in there. It's called purging. As it thaws, it pushes all that juice out. Well, I want all that juice in my meat. So I set it in the fridge on a pan. Don't open that fridge, just my garage fridge. Just let it roll, let it thaw. And it might be a little bit of ice in it when you throw it in brine, but it'll brine right out. And I'm just a brine guy. I use Cosmos turkey brine is what I use. Cosmos Q turkey brine every single year.
Okay.
Then before I get ready to put it on the pit, I get out the old good Creole butter, that you buy at the grocery store, that Tony Cherry's Creole butter, and I pump a whole bottle into that thing also just everywhere. Just hit it everywhere you can. I do not like to go through the skin. I like to do it from the inside out. I don't like to poke holes in the skin. So I usually spatchcock mine, cut the backbone out of it and lay it out flat, where your 2 breasts are laying like this, flat and the legs are out. Have you ever seen one that way?
Yes, absolutely. Now, is this something we can learn to do online?
Oh, yeah. It's super easy. Okay. All you do is you just go down each side of the backbone and just cut it and then just fold that turkey out. It's great to do with chicken or anything. Chicken's fantastic on your grill at home doing it that way. It just cooks more even, faster. You don't have that hollow cavity in there, so you can just really smoke a good turkey. I mean, it's awesome. And once you do one that way, they're not that beautiful, turkey shaped this way, but you'll never eat a better one. And I like everybody's eating it anyway, so it's good.
So spatchcocked before you brine, or it doesn't matter?
Yeah, I cut mine. You don't have to, but I go ahead and cut mine because I don't want to be moving it around and cutting it and pushing on it, squeezing juice out that I just brine to get in there. So I thaw mine, spatchcock it. I use a bucket. You can use a 5-gallon bucket. I mean, a lot of people do that. I have a brining bucket that I have. They're made for it. And you'll mix up about a couple gallons of water in that brine and put it in there and just dunk that turkey. Make sure it's all the way in there. And I brine mine overnight is what I do. Try to get about 12 hours on it.
Okay.
And then the next day, pull her out that morning. Smoker's already running. I like my smoker running about 275. I'm a pecan wood guy. Love me some pecan. So I'll sit there and put that thing on there, make sure my fire is going good. And I don't season that turkey until right before I'm ready to put it on. And I put just a light coat of Duke's mayonnaise on the outside of that chicken or turkey. Just a light coat. I do it on chicken too. But just a light coat. And then I put my 5XL seasoning on it and just a little bit of my rib rub on it. Just a light color of that just to get that good mahogany color. And put it on skin side up. And just roll it. It depends on the size of your turkey. It'll be done in a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours.
That's the best part, right? Is what the brine is, it speeds up the cooking process, correct?
It does. I mean, anytime you add moisture to something, the more moisture something has, the faster it cooks. Because it allows all the myoglobin and everything in that meat to move as a process. It cooks that way. If you're cooking something that's fairly lean, a lot of times it'll take longer because you don't have no fat to get boiling. You got to get it boiling.
All right. I didn't know that. I was watching one of my favorite shows with Brittany the other day, and I didn't realize that Butterball had a hotline, like the Butterball hotline that you could call and get directions on how to cook. I don't know if they're still doing this. This was a real old show called The West Wing, and I just love it.
That'd be fun. I think it'd be fun. I might just call it this year.
I feel like the Travis Clark.
We could call them. We could call them at the restaurant. We have 140 turkeys on. We don't know what the hell we're doing. They wouldn't know what to think.
All right. So, what are your favorite sides? I'm a big mac and cheese guy. I gotta love it. I love your mac and cheese there at Clark Crew. Do
Yeah,
you prepare the
we do
same
the
type
same.
there?
We do the exact same
Okay.
mac and cheese at home. I mean, that's Maddie's mac and cheese because that's what my daughter Madison loves, and we all like it. So we'll have mac and cheese. We'll have green beans. We'll have our cream corn, the exact same cream corn we have at the restaurant. The mashed potatoes, same exact recipe we have at the restaurant. The same gravy. I really don't. I mean, when I say this is the recipes I eat at home, I'm not kidding. It's the same stuff. The only thing, we'll have green beans, which ain't on the menu, but we offer it on our holiday menu at the restaurant because you just got to have green beans. And then rolls this year, we're actually mixing it up. I love Sherry's Diners here in Oklahoma City. They have great pies and great rolls. And I asked her, I said, are you guys going to be doing rolls? She's like, we've had some people ask about that. I was like, well, I want 3 dozen of them. And she's like, really? And I was like, yeah, I do. And she's like, you're not going to make your own? I was like, yours are just as good as I can make them or better. And it's easy. So we go pick those up Wednesday. And then
that's one of the coolest things about you is you always give shout outs. Like I appreciate that
there's good food all over the place. Hell, I mean, it didn't have to be mine. I eat barbecue all the time. I mean, there's good food. I'm not against other people's stuff at all. So
I remember I called you once to ask you where I should go eat lunch, and you literally sent me to a barbecue truck. Yeah. I was like, "What is this guy?"
Oh yeah. I think I went with you the once. We went over to Lon's over there, Joe Bob's. Yeah. Actually, I just was over there the other day. His smoker was down, so we had to rob parts out of my spare parts to get his smoker up and going. He's a good friend of mine. So.
That's awesome. Very cool. And now it's been requested by me to ask you. Have you ever done just a whole, like a ham, bone-in hams
every year?
Oh, okay.
Dude, I'm going to eat the ham before I eat turkey. I'm a ham junkie. So
I'm a ham junkie also, but no one in my family is, so I never get them.
My wife's really not. My son is. Coop, he loves him some ham. The girls eat a little bit of it, but like me and Coop will just destroy that thing. I'll eat ham until I'm sick, and then I'll just go have a little more just to make sure I'm sick. I love it. But hams are super easy. You put a ham on. I love a little pineapple juice of mine. I like to put it in a pan, put a little pineapple juice, and the whole time it's on, you got to think a ham is already cooked. So you're not trying to really cook the thing. You just want to get some smoke on it in the smoker. I baste mine about every 15 minutes. Just baste
pineapple juice.
No, I got pineapple juice sitting in the bottom of the pan, and then I take my glaze, my apple cherry habanero glaze, and I put that on there, and I just sit there and just kind of baste that. But I'll get that pineapple juice when all that runs down in there. After that's in there, I just start dipping it up out of the pan and just keep going. So mixture of pineapple juice and my glaze, my Clark Crew glaze, man, that makes a good ham. It's so good.
Okay.
And I'm not that guy that buys these expensive hams either. You can buy some $200 Kura hams. I go buy mine from my grocery store. I like a Cure 1881 ham or any of those. You don't have to go overboard. Ham is ham, man. It's you cook it right. It's so good.
All right. Do you have what's your favorite combination? Like your favorite go-to side? Like what's Travis's favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving?
Ooh, probably the rolls, man. I'm a bread guy. I shouldn't. My wife will limit me to one, but mashed potatoes and stuffing for me are just right there side by side. That's another thing my wife hates. Her whole family hates stuffing. They're just not into it. It's a texture thing for them. And I only eat stuffing for Thanksgiving and Christmas, but man, I can eat my weight in stuffing. I like that too. So.
Yeah, I've got a recipe where I just make basically like a holiday, it's chicken stuffing in a crock pot type of thing. And I swear to you, I'd eat it once a week if I could. I love stuffing also. It's delicious.
I like to take some of my Clark Crew cornbread and bust it up real small and put it in with turkey stuffing, and kind of make our own cornbread one. That's pretty good stuff. All
right. Well, I appreciate the recipes, man. I'm going to try the turkey for sure.
The biggest thing is people overcook them. That's the biggest thing in the holidays. People overcook them. A turkey needs to hit 165 in the thickest point, which is usually going to be down in the thigh. I usually tempt the thigh and I tempt the breast down in that joint. But, if you pull that about 161, 162 and bring it in the house, it's going to carry over to 165. It's a huge chunk of meat. If you pull it off your smoker at 165, take it in the house, it's probably going to hit close to 170. And it don't take much to dry out a turkey breast. So you don't want to do that.
All right.
You got to think about the carryover. The bigger the piece of meat, the more it's going to carry over.
Well, outside of being thankful, and I've got plenty of things to be thankful for too, and I know you do also. the games, right? It's game day. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday football weekend. We got Ohio State, Michigan this weekend. Obviously, Oklahoma plays on Black Friday. Oklahoma State's got a chance of playing the Big 12 championship if they can beat BYU this weekend. It's been a crazy season. What have you been paying most attention to? Now, I can't remember. Are you a Kansas State guy?
No, I'm a Nebraska guy, which has been
it's
been rough. It's been rough. We're turning a corner. I like to think we're turning a corner. If we get one more win, we can go to a bowl game. It's been a long time since we've been to a bowl game.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Matt Rule guy, though. I'm telling you right now, when they hired him, I thought just give him a little bit of time, man.
I truly believe the same thing. I think it's just going to take a little time and take a little recruiting, but I mean, I truly think he's the guy to start turning the corner for that program.
What do you think of the Sooners this year?
I think they've done pretty good. I'm hoping Dylan Gabriel's not hurt too bad or nothing. I know my wife, she's a huge Sooners fan. She actually just got back from Salt Lake City today, about a couple hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's a huge Sooners fan. So I gotta kind of jump on board with her, So we like them. She's been to a game this year, and we were going to go to another one. I just, once again, too busy. Don't go. I need to make a habit to go more.
Wait, are you still making those beef ribs on Saturdays?
Not lately. They've gotten so expensive that I don't feel they're worth the money. And I mean, I truly try to think of my guest. If I don't feel good about selling it to you for a price, if I feel like it's not worth it, I don't want it on my menu. They've gotten so expensive, and I just don't do it. Down in Texas, what people don't understand, they all have them down there, but they literally charge $30 to $35 a pound. We were selling 2.5 pound ribs up here for $30 or $35, and people thought they were high. I was like, you have no idea how expensive barbecue is in Texas. Everybody's like, Texas, I was like, come pay our prices, pay us that up here, and we'll do the same thing. People don't understand up here in Oklahoma, you buy a rack of ribs for $30. In Oklahoma, they charge you $30 a pound. Well, that's $90 a rack. That's $90 a rack. We get 30, and it's like, everyone's like, oh, so-and-so's is like, yeah, get out your receipt and look how much that was. And I said, people in Oklahoma would die if we did that here. They won't pay that kind of money. They just won't.
You brought me one of those beef ribs that you make to campus a couple of years ago, and I had a hard time finishing my pregame show.
Yeah, they're so good.
It was that good. Like, it was an emotional.
They are
moment.
good. They are good. Yeah. But I mean, for what?
So if you ever fire them back up, please let me know immediately, really, and I will.
To be the right price to do them, they've got it right now for what the beef market has done. They got to be $60, and to me, they're just not worth $60. You're paying so much for a bone. I just can't do it. I get a lot of requests for it. We had a catering, and we had to cook them here a while back. And I told the guy, I was like, man, they're so expensive. He was like, I know, we want them though. And I was like, I'll do them. I'll order them in now. But it's just hard to sell them in the restaurant. And it's just until I feel like the price is back down to where I don't feel bad about selling them to somebody, I'm just not going to do it.
Is there a game this weekend that you're most looking forward to?
Couple, so
okay.
I want to see Nebraska. I want to see them get that win. I want one more win so we can maybe get to a bowl game. Well, we got 5 wins
this weekend.
Man, who do we have? We just went to Wisconsin. They just had Wisconsin. I don't know who they got. I'm hoping they can. Is it Iowa this weekend? I don't know. It might be Iowa this weekend.
I think Iowa just got dropped into the.
I think it's Iowa.
To the top. Nebraska has got. Yep, Iowa, Nebraska.
Yeah,
yep.
That's what I was thinking.
I can't believe Iowa is 9-2. They just got themselves into the top 25 at 16.
Yeah,
that's an 11:00 game. Oh, that's on Friday.
Yeah, it's always a Friday. Okay. So back in the day, that always used to be Colorado. It was always Colorado when we was in the Big 12 with them that we played that day, and it's Iowa now. So I'm going to watch that one on Friday. On Thanksgiving Day, I want to watch my Packers. Another team that's having a rough year. I've got to watch them. They short week. They got to play the Lions on Thursday, so we'll watch that one. My wife will have to watch her Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. She'll have to watch those, and then I'm sure the Sooners game will be on at our house when it's on too. So it's
I've got to watch the Sooners for work, but when your 9-year-old daughter walks up to you and says, that are we watching the Buckeyes and the Wolverines this weekend, and I just wanted to tear up a little bit. Like, yes, baby, we're watching Ohio State, Michigan, absolutely. I'll have the dual screen going. I'll be honest with you, the Buckeyes will be in the big TV.
What happened to your Cowboys here a week ago or whatever? What happened there?
When they played UCF?
Yeah, they got their butt whipped.
Who knows, dude? I don't know. And they went out there in Houston and tried to give it up to them. Also, it's the most frustrating team.
I didn't see that UCF score coming. I saw that. I was like, well, that can't be right. And I was like, man.
Yeah. I just keep going back to South Alabama and how I felt after they got destroyed by a directional school at home. And it's just like, at least it's not that bad. So they found a way. I mean, there's a real chance this team plays for a Big 12 championship in December, and it's just mind blowing. Like I don't even know how to wrap my head around how they are so many
changes in conferences of football. You know, it's just our sports bar. I mean, honestly, that made me think about: is this a good time to do a sports bar where we're not going to be in the Big 12? And I actually think it's probably a good time. You know, I was thinking, hey, new people coming into town, they're going to stay in these hotels, and it's right next to it. It's big, and I understand these conference alignments. It's all about money, money and opportunity.
If I had to guess, the Norman Chamber of Commerce is excited to hear about any place like that opening up because it's getting ready to get real crazy. Like I don't know if you've been up to Stillwater yet for a game, but Oklahoma State Travis has got 30,000 people at tailgate every single game. Like
we used to go about every other year. I'd come down and watch the Sooners games and the Oklahoma State games whenever Nebraska was in the Big 12. I used to just love it. You know, because growing up in Dodge City, man, it was a 4-hour drive down here. You know, you could come watch a game. It was great. We used to come down and watch them all the time. I miss those days. I mean, well, we were good then too. So, I really miss those days.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that OU's getting ready to get a reality check next season when – you're going to just the people who travel in the SEC, they're coming regardless if they get tickets to the game or not. Like you're going to get a few thousand people just show up to be a part of the festivities because their team is in town. Like this is a whole different level of celebration of college football.
I went to an Alabama game. I went to an Alabama game a few years ago with a friend of mine who's a big Alabama fan, and I went, and they tailgate. You know, they reminded me of the Chiefs. You know, they go all out, man. They got barbecue pits and barbecue trailers sitting out there. I mean, they tailgate, you know, and I haven't seen OU does that a lot, but I think that tailgating is getting ready to get a lot more wild too. And I think a lot of Sooners fans probably, they can go to a lot more games now closer and drive to them. I think you're going to see home games. I think it's just going to blow up and get even wilder. I think they'll tailgate more. I think if they're not going to do it as many, I think when they go do it, they're going to do it right. You know, I think they're going to have a lot more fun.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. It's going to be incredible. I think great time to be here in Oklahoma. Great time to be in the food industry here in Oklahoma. Like I know you're as pumped as I am. I mean, we've got James Beard Award winners. We've got new concepts popping up left and right. Like the food game in OKC has really come up in a big way in the last few years.
One thing you've seen dropping a lot lately is these tap house and breweries. They're closing all the time, you know, and I think it's just because so many of them went in at one time, you know, so many of them went in. But there's a lot of new, good food things out there that, you know, there's just great food, you know. I mean, there's a lot of great places to eat, you know. It's an exciting time to me. I mean, I enjoy it. We don't ever, I kind of get bored with our menu. We don't ever change it, but I'm thinking if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. You know, barbecue is just barbecue. We don't do a whole lot of changing, but a lot of these places that have a rotating menu, it's fun to go eat there and then go back a month later and eat something totally different. You know, it's most people that come to us, you know, you're coming for barbecue. It's only so much you can do, and I don't want to take away from the core of it, of what it is. You know, to me, brisket should be brisket, not have cheese on it, you know. So I just keep it simple.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Your food is absolutely delicious. Travis, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. I know the people are going to be thrilled to hear your recipes for the holiday season. I will be attempting that turkey, and probably not for this Thanksgiving, but at Christmas this year.
What's your dessert? What's your go-to dessert?
I'm a big apple pie guy. Yeah, I love it.
See, I'm a pecan pie guy. I like me some pecan pie. I only eat 2 pieces a year, one at Christmas and one at Thanksgiving, but man, I love them.
Nice. Do you make your own?
I do a lot of times. My mom brings one down that she finds at a store up there every year for when my mom comes, and that's the one we always eat. It's really good also. It's really good.
Nice, very good. But enjoy your holiday season.
You too, my friend.
Let your family know I said hello to that beautiful wife of yours. You guys,
tell yours the same.
You guys just got. Has it been a year yet? You've been married?
Over 2 now.
2 years.
I know.
2 years.
And we've been together almost 4 years now. Been married a little over 2 now. It's been the best thing in my life, man. It makes it a lot better.
Very cool. Well, happy holidays, my friend. I appreciate you.
You too, buddy.